Okay, so after locking that, after putting up the money background, the next thing we're going to add to our background is the logo of PayPal, the logo of PayPal itself. I'm just going to import that from my gallery. Sorry, let me quickly change this. My project. Let's bring this up. Okay. So after locking this both, next thing we're going to do is import PayPal's logo to add to this design. So I'll go to my gallery, um, downloads, check for this. Yes, this. Then bring this here. You can see in this design, you may not be able to see it well, but if you look very well, you can see above where I wrote cut off all, the very first line here, the very first sentence I wrote, where I wrote cut off all, you can see something at the back. That is this logo. That is this logo. So you can see it at the back there. That is what I put there. The logo of PayPal. Just increase this a little. Put that back there. And I want to reduce the opacity. Reduce the opacity. Really reduce this so it doesn't interfere with our design at all. So reduce that a little. Then lock it. Now just lock it. So the next thing I added to my background was a ribbon. I added a ribbon to my background just to beautify the background. You can also get this picture of ribbon. You can get pictures of ribbons online on pngtree.com. On pngtree.com. I added this ribbon up here. Reduce the opacity also. Opacity. Reduce that to make that 5. I think I made that black. I changed the color to black. Just go to color, enable that, make it black. I changed the color to black, then I reduced it a lot and kept it above here. So if you look closely, above there, above the picture there, sorry, above here at the top right hand side of my design, you see something like that, the ribbon. That's what I'm adding here now. So I'll still reduce the opacity a little, make that 4, then put it on top like that. Okay, then the very last thing I'll be adding to my background is a circle, just to beautify it. Be adding a circle to my background, which I also imported from my gallery. Be adding a circle. Just go to my downloads, search for it, then add it to beautify my design. I also downloaded that one a long time ago. I don't usually delete most of my downloads, so I keep using some of them over and over again for my designs, and I think you should try that, so you don't always have to spend time looking for new items. Although always using one item over and over again, it's like it's not creative, but you can have so many items that you've already downloaded and you've not even used before. That's what I'm talking about. It's not like I use these items in all my designs. No, but I don't have to download more because I already have more than enough here. So that's just what I'm saying you should do. Download enough, so you won't always have to be going online to search for what to use for your designs. So I'm going to reduce the opacity of that a lot, to reduce it to 3 safe. Can we make that 2? And increase it like this. Let's increase it a lot. Take that to the back. Maybe I'll increase the opacity a little. Increase it a little like that. If you look closely, you would see something like that here. You see something like a circular kind of shape. That's what I'm adding to this design now. can just put it there like that, then lock that. So now we are going straight to adding our text. Let me lock the ribbon too. Now we are going straight to adding our text to this design. So you can see that the first text I wrote here, which is cut off all, you can see it's in a box. It's in a rectangle. It's in a blue rectangle. I'll be showing you how to do that now. So the first thing I'll do is to write my text in all capital. Make that all capital. Cut off all. Cut off all. Then I'll choose my font. Remember I said for posters we should try to almost always, don't let me say always, but as good as always, use formal fonts, which is what I'll be using here today. So I used Montserrat for that. Then I'll show you how to add this shape. You can see my write-up inside. So all you need to do is go to what we call text background. You can see this kind of hash box with a T in it, and you can see background as the heading under it. That's where you go to. You just enable it. Once you enable it, it comes on. Then you can change the colors. You can see that is yellow now. If I change this, you see that it's blue. If I change it, you see that it changes. So I want my own to be blue. The blue I used here. So I'll just make it blue like that. Make it blue like that. So you can increase the length, the width, the height, and all those. So if you want to increase it towards the left, you just increase it like this. So you can see the increment there. You can see the way it's increasing. Let me shift it so that you can see. It's increasing towards the left. If I reduce it, it will reduce like that. You can increase it towards the right. You can see the way it's increasing. Reduce it, it reduces. Make that 9 like that. You can increase it towards the top. You can see the way it's increasing towards the top and reducing like that. Then you can increase or reduce towards the bottom also. Which increase or reduce towards the bottom also. Then you can also make it circular, which is what the radius here is for. If I increase the radius, you can see it becomes circular. If I reduce it, it's normal. Increase it circular, reduce it normal. And I want mine to be normal, so I won't increase it to make it circular. Then I want to change the color of my text. I want to make the color of my text white like that. Then I want to reduce the size of this text size. Reduce it like that. So I want to increase something here in the background of my text. I want to increase the height. First let me reduce this. Reduce that. Then increase this. Increase this also like that. Or you can just go the traditional way. Let me show you the traditional way. Let me remove the text background so you can understand what I'm saying. You can go the traditional way of just adding your shape normally. Just go to shapes, add your square, change the color to blue, bring this to the front of it. Bring this to the front because it was at the back of this shape like this. Then reduce this like this, reduce it like that, then put your write-up in it. But to prevent your shape and your write-up from moving, let's say you want to control your write-up and it's your shape that is moving instead, you can just lock your shape and leave only your write-up. Remember, we're meant to make the write-up white, so I'll just make that white. Then I reduce this a little and put it in here like that. Put it in here like that. So I'm done with that. Okay, I'm still yeah, I'm done with that. So moving on now, the next thing we're writing out is transfer wahala. So I'll copy this, but of course I'm going to change the color to blue. Change the color to blue. Remember I said the reason I used blue there was to make it to show emphasis. Transfer. I wrote my transfer and wahala separately because I wanted my wahala to be bolder than my transfer. I wanted it to be bolder than my transfer. That's why I wrote them separately. So you see what I'll do now to make that happen. So cut off all transfer, copy this, then write wahala. Cut off all transfer wahala. So I'll just increase this more, number one. I'll increase the size more. Then you can make it bold. You know when you make something bold, it becomes thicker. So I'll just go to where I see a B. You can see this B here. Then you can see under its style. So when you open this, you can make it italics. You can make it underlined. You can make it bold, which is what I want to do. I want to make it bold. So I've made it bold already. I've achieved my goal. So I'll just increase this. Just increase this. Let me reduce that till it just to increase it. And another way to do that is to just change the font, in the sense that this font I'm using, it has different sizes. Different fonts come in different ways. This font I downloaded, it came in different sizes. Some will have bold size, some will have medium size, some will have small size, some will have tiny size. This one came like that. So I can just change the font of this transfer to something else. So the name of the font I'm using now is Eastman. Eastman, as in west and east. So Eastman. So I'm going to just check for something lighter. What I used there was Eastman extra bold. So I'm just going to look for something that will make it lighter. So this makes it lighter. Eastman trial bold. So you can see now that is way lighter than the wahala writing. So I just want to reduce the size of that a little, then bring it down here. So you can see the difference in the thickness of the write-up. Still reduce this one too a little, then bring it here too. I think they're on the same line. Please don't ever forget your alignment, making your writings align. Try not to forget that. So moving on now, what is next? The write-up I put under PayPal Day for You. So to save time, I'm just going to be it's still this font I used, but I used this lighter one. Remember I made transfer a lighter form of this same font. So that's what I used. I just copied it, changed the color to black, then I edited the write-up. So I'm just going to be, let me see if I have any write-up here that I can use. Let me just use this. Please don't consider what I'm doing. Let me put it like that. I'm trying to save time, so I don't want to start writing what I wrote before, because I'm trying to save us time. Okay, I'll just change the font. I want to make it a lighter font. It's still very thick, so I want to make it a lighter form of that same font. Let's see. So I can see Eastman. I'm looking for Eastman medium now. Eastman medium. Okay, I can see something like Eastman trial regular here. Let's see Eastman medium metallic. Let's try this. Okay, Okay, that's light enough. I think it's even lighter than the one I used normally. But there's something interfering with our write up here. Something after the after writing, which is because this font is a trial font only. So I'll just delete that, type it out again and try that again. Just type out this, then I'll change the fonts. AB fonts. Let's look for a good font here. I can even use Montserrat because Montserrat is, I can even say it's the same thing as Eastman. They look that alike, they are so close. So I could use Montserrat ESF instead of stressing myself to look for Eastman medium size. I could even use Montserrat straight away. Okay, so I think that was in italics. Okay, it was not in italics, it was normal. I'll just make this bold because it's kind of too light. I even think I prefer it like that, but I'll still make it bold. Just make this a little bit bold like that. Then I'll still reduce the size, text size. Still reduce that text size. Reduce that to about 11 like that, and keep that down there. So you can see there's a line under it, which I'll be adding now. There's a line under it. I put a line under that right up. So what I did was to add a shape, a square. Added the shape, a square, but I didn't make this blue this time around. I made it this color, not blue. Made it this color, not blue. And I just put it under like this. Now please don't let this go longer than your text, please. I noticed that in some designs. Don't make this longer than your text. Some people's write-up ended here, but they made this reach here. No, let it end where your text is ending. Even if it's not ending where your text, where this particular text is ending, let it end where the one on top of it or below it ends. What I mean is, for example, now look at where this wahala ends. If that's the longest text in my design, then it should not pass it. Do you understand? Even if you say, okay, you don't want to use this write up that is directly on top of it, you can use this one on top to measure where it should end, but it should not pass all your writings. It will not be on its own. Meanwhile, all your writings stopped before this line. It should not be like that, please. So I'll just use this one here to measure mine, then reduce it like that. Reduce it like that. So going on, the next thing I want to do now is add my other write-ups, but then I'm still going to give us this same thing as an assignment. So I don't want it. I don't just want you to do what I did verbatim. I want you to add a bit of creativity yourself. So I think I'm not going to explain the other write-ups now because I think it's pretty straightforward from what I've shown you here. You should be able to do the other write-ups by yourself. I think to an extent you should do some things by yourself so you can explore your creativity, even though you are just almost making exactly what I did here as the assignment, but there are some things I will leave out. So I'll just go straight to explain how I made this button where I put the contact us on, which after that button you can see the number below. I'll just quickly make that now. So what I did was I got a square as usual, made it yellow, then I reduced it like this, and then I made it circular. Like that. Then I brought this down here, reduced the size like that, and I took a square again, shapes, square, made it blue, reduce the size of this also. Let me just increase this, make this fat a little bit, and bring it up a little. Reduce the size of this, kept it below it there. Reduced this like that, so reduce this a little. Then reduced this like that. Reduce this like that. So that's just what I did to give me this shape. Let me reduce this. Let me reduce this like that, and you get the shape. Or you could even crop this shape. Since we don't want this end to show, we only want this end at the front to show. I can even crop it. Sorry, I can crop it to be like this, to be like that, and just put this in the middle like that, and I've gotten my shape. So that was just what I did to get that. Then I copied this cut off all text. I copied it, just brought it down here, and changed it to contact us on. And I changed it to contact us on. Then I reduced the size of the text. Reduced it to contain it like that. So it was just as simple as that. Then I wrote my number under. I made my number a thicker font. I made my number a thicker font than that. So that was just what I did there. So you know what I'm going to do now? I think I've explained a very large part of this design, and I want us to just creatively do the remaining parts on our own. In fact, the remaining part is even very simple, because what is remaining is just to add your text in some places. You add your text in some places. You can see this circle in which I put my price. I made it the same way I made this this part on top, where you can see I wrote real price 4,000 naira. That's the same way I made this circle here. I just imported my circle and gave it a shadow, but a very light shadow, and put it there. Then put my write up inside. So it's just as simple as that. Then for this part where I wrote, do you want to activate or learn how to use? I just wrote it out and I made the do you bigger than the remaining two write-ups before PayPal. So it's just as simple as that. Then I wrote my PayPal and my question mark separately. Take note. That's why you can see my question mark is quite big and is bent. So I wrote my question mark separately. Then I rotated it a little. That was just what I did there. So that's just all you need to do to complete this design, which is our assignment. Thank you for coming to today's class. Thank you.